All right, so now we're going to go back. I just want to rethink about what happens in a sine of theta graph. Ooh, look, it goes up and down and up and down. Now, what happens if we do a cosine of x? Do you notice that they have the exact same shape? Okay, so sine starts at 0 and then goes up and down and up and down. Well, cosine, do you see how it oscillates the same thing? But it's really just, let's see, if I took cosine and shifted it pi over 2 to the right. So watch this. 90 minus x. Let's see. Does it hit? It doesn't quite hit yet. Let's see. What does this say? Sine of 90 degrees. That's pi over 2. What happens? Well, if you shift it pi over 2, it's going to get you to cosine. All right. So we're going to go back to that graph in a second. And a moment ago, I had it written 90 minus. But really, that was 90 degrees, so pi over 2, ooh, watch. If you shift that pi over 2, and what would happen? All right, so let's get rid of this for a second. Okay, cosine is right there. So then what if we did sine of pi over 2? Well, let's just do sine x. There it is. Then what if I did pi over 2 minus x? Oh, look. They go to the same place. Super fancy. All right, so sine of 90 minus theta gets you to cosine. So really, like I'm shifting and I'm kind of flipping, but in the flip, does it really like change what it looks like? No. So let's see here. Cosine of 90 minus theta makes sine. So tangent of 90 minus theta, what do you think? Were you right? Yeah, because tangent, now this minus, like, when you move it over, it kind of flips by nature. Okay, cosecant, well, if cosecant, or if sine 90 minus theta moved to cosine, I bet secant, cosecant, and then what do you think the tangent's going to do? Tangent. Okay. These are also called cofunctions. So complement functions, cofunctions. Okay, we're going to want to remember that. Okay. Oh, no. Well, okay. I don't like how it's typed, but you do the best you can. When we had 90 minus, that's the same as pi over 2. Okay, so simplify the expression. Well, cotangent of pi over 2 minus theta, that is the same as, that's the same as tangent. I'm trying to get this. Okay, so tangent of theta times cosine of theta. Well, I want to get it to just like one word. So tangent and cosine, what would cancel? Well, I know that tangent is sine theta over cosine theta times cosine theta. What happens? Those simplify to 1. So like 1 over 1. So really I get sine theta. So we're going to try to take whatever we have and simplify it into one word. Okay, well, this one's cosine. What is 1 plus tangent squared? 1 plus tangent squared. Secant squared. Okay, so this says I've got cosine theta times secant squared theta. Okay, secant squared, what is that? That's a reciprocal of cosine. So that's 1 over cosine squared theta. And this is cosine theta. Do you see? Simplify, simplify. So that equals 1 over just regular cosine theta, which is the same as secant. So you're going, the goal is to get it all down to one word. Wow, that was kind of fun. All right, let's see what else we have down here. Hold on just a second. I skipped a couple of slides. Oof, I can't skip a couple of slides. Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to look at something. All right, odd and even identities. Okay, so let's think. Odd functions are when they rotate around the origin. Even functions are when they fold. So symmetry with respect to that y-axis. Now, there are two even functions, 4 odd functions. So let's start sine, cosine. All right, so here's my thing. Sine goes like this. Okay, does that rotate or does that fold? That rotates. So sine, and what that means is if I did sine of the opposite of x, so remember how it went like, so if I said pi over 2 would be 1, but if I then said pi of negative pi over 2, that changes the whole answer to be -1. So in odd functions, what happens is if there's a negative inside, you can pull that to the outside. Okay, now if that's true for sine, oops, that's going to be true for cosecant. All right, so if you do cosecant of a negative, that you can pull the negative out front. Okay, what else is odd? Tangent. Okay, so tangent of a negative x, you can pull the negative out to the front. That's going to be helpful. And if, therefore, cotangent. Okay, now let's think even functions. Even functions fold. So if I say, what is the cosine of pi over 2? Cosine of pi over 2 would be 0. Well, what about cosine negative pi over 2? That is also 0. So even functions, if you do a negative, it doesn't matter. Like absolute value is an even function, and so you could do absolute value of 1, absolute value of -1, you get the same answer. Okay, and therefore by nature, secant, that happens there. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, we're going to do this. Okay, what if I have cotangent of that? Cotangent, it comes all the way out, right? Okay, so if that's the case, this gives me negative cotangent of x times, oh, look at this. This pulls out to the front too, times negative tangent of x. What happens? I get cotangent times tangent because that simplifies. That equals 1. What? Because cotangent is 1 over tangent of x this time. It doesn't matter, theta x, whatever. Times tangent. They simplify to 1. So that whole thing simplified down to +1 because the negative's pulled out. All right. Okay, well, let's check this. Same thing happens when it's squared. So cosine of this, cosine doesn't matter if you do negative x, positive x, so that just gives me cosine squared x. Okay, but this pulls out to the front, so I get plus sine squared x. And what's cosine squared plus sine squared? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's on the unit circle. 1. Oh, awesome! Okay, we're going to stop there for a while. Next video.